pleasure to have you join us for the news at 10 on NTA News 24. Live from Abuja, I am Vivian Ezadifi. Let's take you through the headlines. Tinubu reshuffled service chiefs, appoint General Oluyede as new Chief of Defense Staff. President Tinubu commits to global financial transparency as Financial Action Task Force delists Nigeria from Great List. A call to action on a silent killer disease affecting every Nigerian home. And now the news in full. President Bola Tinubu has made changes in the hierarchy of the service chiefs and appointed new ones to further strengthen the national security architecture. Lieutenant General Olufemi Oluyede, Chief of Army Staff, replaces General Christopher Musa as the new Chief of Defense Staff. The new Chief of Army Staff is Major General Waid Shaibu. Air Vice Marshal Sunday Aneke is Chief of the Air Staff, while Rear Admiral Idi Abbas is the new Chief of the Naval Staff. Chief of Defense Intelligence, Major General Ondiende, retains his position. The President charges the newly appointed service chiefs to justify the confidence reposed in them to further enhance the professionalism, vigilance, and comradeship that define the armed forces of Nigeria. All appointments take immediate effect. In a decisive move to tackle Nigerian persistent security challenges, President Bola Tinubu has carried out a major shake-up in the nation's military leadership, replacing all the service chiefs and the Chief of Defense Staff. The sweeping changes, which also include new appointments for the Army, Navy, Air Force, and the Chief of Defense Intelligence, signal the President's resolve to inject fresh strategy and renewed vigor into the fight against terrorism, banditry, and other security threats confronting the country. Defense correspondent Olajide Bello takes a look at the new faces at the helm of the armed forces and their profile.
A new command team is now at the helm of Nigeria's armed forces. We profile the men appointed to lead the nation's military campaigns. First, the new Chief of Defense Staff, Lieutenant General Olufemi Oluyede, a seasoned infantry commander, was commissioned in 1992. His extensive career includes frontline command in Operation Hadinkai in the Northeast and international missions in Liberia and Bakassi. And in a related move, Major General Waid Shaibu, an armored corps specialist, has been appointed as the new Chief of Army Staff. He is credited with major gains against terrorist groups in the Northeast, known for his disciplined leadership and focus on troop morale. Protecting the nation's vital economic interest at sea is the new Chief of the Naval Staff, Rear Admiral Idi Abbas. He moves up from leading the Central Naval Command, where he oversaw a significant crackdown on illegal oil bunkering, intercepting hundreds of thousands of barrels of stolen crude. In the air, the new Chief of the Air Staff, Air Marshal Sunday Aneke, he is one of the most experienced pilots in the force with over 4,300 flying hours. His most recent role was shaping the next generation of officers as Deputy Commandant of the Nigerian Defense Academy. Meanwhile, the Chief of Defense Intelligence, Major General Emmanuel Udiandeye, retains his position. The nation now looks to this new team to bring their vast operational experience to bear on Nigeria's complex security challenges. Olajide Bello, NTA News.
Staying with Mr. President, President Bola Tinubu has welcomed Nigerians delisting from the Financial Action Task Force Great List. The FATF announced the delisting at its plenary in Paris, France. The FATF is the world's foremost standard-setting body for combating money laundering, terrorist financing, and proliferation financing. The announcement formally removed Nigeria from the list of jurisdictions under increased monitoring, commonly referred to as the Great List. President Tinubu described the development as a major milestone in Nigeria's journey towards economic reform, institutional integrity, and global credibility. This decision follows Nigeria's successful and timely completion of its FATF action plan, marking over 2 years of sustained effort, reform, and interagency coordination aimed at strengthening the country's anti-money laundering and counter-financing of terrorism framework. A call to action has caught our headlines due to high lead levels. Lead poisoning is common in Nigeria, and people are not conscious of it. For families and communities, it has become a source of concern. Experts say it damages brain and the nervous system. Joining us on the news is Dr. Chimere May Ohajinwa, an environmental toxicologist and public health expert. Glad to have you.
Thank you.
Glad to have you in our studios.
Thank you.
Let's start with the basics. Why is lead dangerous? Does it cause any disability?
All right, so good morning, Nigerians. So this week we're celebrating International Lead Poisoning Prevention Week. So we are raising the awareness because it's important. Lead is a natural chemical metal that occurs in the natural environment in earth crust. But most of the time, the one that causes problem is as a result of human activities, right? So you go for mining, and then where they are mining gold, then you can find lead. And it's important to mention that lead always don't occur alone. You also see other toxic chemicals like arsenic and cadmium in the environment. So now when lead is you are exposed to lead, and then it bioaccumulates in your body, builds up in your body, it can now start causing problem, now becomes lead poisoning. And so for you to now be exposed to lead, and to the extent that it's not causing that problem, most of the time you get it through what you eat, or through inhalation, breathing, or through your skin, if it's in your skin, and your body absorbs it. So it's more common, it causes more problem in children compared to adults. And then you see in children absorbs 4 to 5 times more than adults' body would absorb. So that's why we need to raise awareness about lead. And you ask, does it cause problem? Of course it does. There's a lot of issues, learning disabilities, constant headache, developmental problems. And it becomes worse when a pregnant woman is eating it, right? Is being exposed. It now affects the pregnant woman, affects the baby that is yet to be unborn. So when you're having that baby is already coming out with so many other diseases that you didn't plan for. That is why it's important that this week they are raising their awareness on lead poisoning prevention.
How does it present?
Okay, so like I said, there are so many other things that causes it. Most of the time when we are raising awareness on lead, there's a lot of focus on maybe it's found in paints during mining, finding in fuel. And so you see that countries are taking steps to stop lead, to eliminate lead poisoning. But also there is a cultural practice that is we so appreciate, take this lead and don't even know. It's nzu, what we call edible clay, nzu. I'm not sure of other tribes what they call it, but it's whitish in color, and then you eat it, and it's very nice. You enjoy it. It's addictive, actually. That is why you see people that are addicted to nzu, they keep eating it. It's an edible clay. Everybody knows it's clay. But the truth is that lead, that edible clay, nzu, contains lead. And it might also contain other toxic chemicals like arsenic and cadmium that can cause diseases like brain damage, developmental problem, lower IQ in children, even fertility, anemia, even for the pregnant woman. So you see the problems are things that you don't even think about. So most of the time it will present like normal disease. You're constantly feeling sick, you're having headache, you're having this. It's until you go to hospital and able to maybe start testing your blood. So that's why we got to know, you get to know that this thing that I'm thinking is malaria is not malaria. These are the other issues that are coming up. So that's why it's important that we raise this awareness for people to know, especially for those cultural practices that we have taken to be harmless, but it's affecting us. Like I said, in Zoo, you see a lot of women take it, especially pregnant women taking it, and it's not affecting their children without them knowing that this is what is going on. You may think, oh, my grandmother did it, therefore pass it on to my mother, me, I'm doing it, there's no problem. But the truth that people are addicted to it, it can be as addictive as alcohol or smoking. So you find it difficult to break that behavior of eating the nzu.
Okay. You said it's an international day, so what's the theme for this year? And how can government come in here to ensure that it doesn't spread?
Okay, so it's International Lead Poisoning Prevention Week. So it's a whole week started from 19th to 25th of October every year. So this year's theme is no level, no safe level. So no matter how small lead is, it can cause problem. So that's why it's not good for you to think it's okay. Even this tiro that they put in the eye, or tangele, that Igbos call or tiro, it contains lead. But we don't know. We just think, oh, it's a beauty, it helps high. You have all sorts of justifications why we do that. So for this year, the theme is no safe levels, no matter how small. You have to stop the exposure to lead. That's the awareness they are raising now and looking at what are the cultural practices. In September this year already, that was last month, Federal Ministry of Health and Social Welfare already launched an interagency working group that can, look at a 5-year plan strategy to eliminate lead poisoning in Nigeria. Already is going on. So it's important to raise it because in 2010, lead poisoning that happened in Zamfara killed about 400 children as a result of gold mining. So it's not something that we should take lightly. And that's why you're taking a whole week to talk about it.
Okay. But you didn't talk about the prevention and what is government doing to ensure that?
Okay, like I said, there's already a plan. Government already launched in September. Government already launched an interagency team. So no, it's no longer like only Ministry of Health that is doing it. Now Ministry of Health, Ministry of Environment is part of it. NAFDAC, solid minerals, the mining minerals, SON is there. So how do we manage it? Because why we are saying this is because like that's what I'm talking about. If you go to the market to buy Inzu, nobody is packaging it in any way. It's just open. So you're not just exposed to the metals, you're also exposed to maybe bacteria that can cause problem in your tummy, and you don't even know that's what is happening. It can also cause anemia, constipation, and you might not be able to relate it to that because you don't know how long it has been in that shop. You don't know how many reptiles and how many bacteria have settled in it. Nobody buys Inzu and goes to wash it before eating it. So there's a lot government is doing in raising awareness and also setting up this strategy to see how we can eliminate lead poisoning in Nigeria. That's what I know government is doing currently, which just happened last month. And so we are raising this awareness and saying there is lead poisoning that we need to take care of.
All right, thank you, Dr. Chimere May Ohajinwa, for coming to our studio and speaking to us on this very issue.
Thank you.
Yes, moving on now, the National Committee on Food and Nutrition has held its quarterly meeting in Abuja to review the progress and activities of relevant stakeholders in the implementation of nutrition-related programs across the country. Dennis Temple reports that the committee inaugurated by the Federal Ministry of Budget, Economics and National Planning emphasized the need for stronger coordination and data-driven decision-making to improve nutrition outcomes nationwide.
Ensured that we constituted a technical working group.
It was yet another meeting, a convergence of key voices driving nation's vision for better nutrition and food security. The third quarterly meeting of the National Council on Food and Nutrition, stakeholders from across sectors gathered in this hall with a shared purpose to take stock of progress, share insights, and strengthen collaboration in tackling the nation's nutrition challenges.
We have constituted a technical working group, which is now a subcommittee of the National Committee on Food and Nutrition to be able to deal with issues of nutrition data across the relevant MDAs and even the states.
One of the major highlights of the meeting was Nigeria's bold projection to establish a National Nutrition Data Alliance by 2028, a move experts believe will strengthen data system nationwide and ensure that every nutrition intervention is well targeted, measurable, and impactful.
One thing about getting the best out of nutrition is the knowledge that you have about maybe kind of food that's available to you at any particular time or in your region. It can give best and we can get the best or the best output and the benefit of that.
From our findings using the performance management system, we've been able to see increased coordination, increased accountability, even increased funding.
Representatives drawn from ministries and MDGs, as well as civil society organizations, were in attendance in Abuja. Dennis Temple, NTA News.
This is the news at 10 on NTA News 24. Still to come. PDP not spilled over consensus adoption. These are more after the break.
FFDGN, united we stand.
The Forum of Former Deputy Governors of Nigeria, FFDGN, announces our 4th National Conference, holding as follows. Date, Tuesday 28th to Wednesday 29th October 2025. Time, 9 a.m. daily. Venue, Ladikwali Conference Center, Abuja Continental Hotel, Abuja, Nigeria. Theme, boosting Nigeria's productive capacity for national growth and self-reliance. The role of leadership, industry, and innovation in policy implementation. Under the chairmanship of His Excellency, Senator Anyim Pius Anyim, GCON, and His Excellency, Senator Aliyu Wamako, CON. Special features include the 3rd edition of Nation Builders Awards. Announces His Excellency Chris Akomas, PhD, FNIM, National Chairman. His Excellency Mokhtar Shehu Shagari, Deputy National Chairman North. His Excellency Barrister Hazim Bolarumi, Deputy National Chairman South. Attendance is strictly by invitation.
FFDGN, united we stand.
And the National Productivity Order of Merit Award goes to the only tomato paste manufacturer to win the National Productivity Order of Merit Award by the Federal Government of Nigeria, endorsed by the Association of Private Medical Practitioners of Nigeria. This is an evidence of 100% natural goodness, great quality, and great taste. So eat healthy to live longer. Use Arisco tomato paste and products. 100% natural tomato. Better food na correct. Buy now and enjoy up to 20% discount. Arisco tomato paste, the taste of Nigeria.
Feel the power of precision, engineered to perfection. Every component is crafted with care, and each design is meticulously tested. From concept to creation, our engineers push the boundaries of technology, seamlessly blending performance and sustainability with a deep commitment to African ingenuity. Introducing the CNG Boss, a remarkable achievement in engineering designed to operate on compressed natural gas, a cleaner and more sustainable fuel alternative. At Innocent Vehicles, we proudly lead the way in creating greener mobility across Africa. And it doesn't stop there. From SUVs to sedans, spacious buses to electric cars, Innocent offers a wide range of models designed to meet every need. Innocent Vehicle, the pride of African road.
Welcome back. Building a strong social protection system is a key to helping citizens withstand economic shocks, reduce poverty and promote inclusivity. To deepen understanding and strengthen implementation, the International Labour Organization, in collaboration with UNICEF, has convened a capacity-building workshop in Abuja. Joseph Osen reports that session brings together policymakers and key stakeholders across the country to explore the fundamentals of an effective social protection system in Nigeria.
The International Labour Organization ILO Convention on Decent Work identifies social protection as a key pillar in helping citizens cope with life's economic and social demands while promoting inclusivity. Access to health insurance, financial grants, and other forms of social assistance to the international body not only reduce poverty but also enhance national productivity.
Social protection is a ladder that can be used for people to go up, especially those that are excluded and left behind, as well as bridge that connects people with opportunities.
This training is designed to strengthen the capacity of policymakers and implementers on the comprehensive component and practical application of social protection systems to improve their effectiveness.
The knowledge and skills gained here will help shape more inclusive, evidence-based, and sustainable social protection programs that respond to the needs of our most vulnerable citizens, particularly workers in the informal economy, women, persons with disabilities, and children.
ILO emphasizes that the domestication of social protection frameworks and subnational levels will enhance broader coverage and greater resilience, especially during times of crisis and disaster. In Abuja, Joseph Otsen, NTA News.
A division is emerging in the Northern Caucus of the People's Democratic Party over the endorsement of former Minister of Special Duties and Intergovernmental Affairs, Kabiru Tanimu Turaki, SAN, for the position of National Chairman as consensus candidate by some party leaders from the region. The governor of Zamfara State, who serves as chairman of the accreditation and also special duties subcommittees of the PDP elective national convention, says the grievance will be amicably resolved. Timothy Yusuf has more.
Some PDP leaders from the north recently endorsed the former minister Kabiru Turaki as the national chairman of the party ahead of the Ibadan convention. In a twist, other leaders from the Northwest Zone have rejected the endorsement, saying they were not consulted. Prominent among those opposing the adoption is the National Organizing Secretary, Umar Bature. While inaugurating the accreditation as well as special duties subcommittees, Governor Dauda Lawal of Zamfara State is hopeful of a hitch-free convention. On the northern leaders' adoption of Kabiru Turaki as their choice of chairmanship candidate, Governor Lawal believes politics is about interest.
I don't think that should be something we should be concerned about, because in politics, it's about give and take. No matter who is selected, there will always be agitation from the other members. So it's normal as usual. It is something that is internal, and we're working on making sure everybody is on board.
The medical subcommittee of the PDP elective national convention is also inaugurated. Timothy Yusuf, NTA News.
A coalition of Christian youth is urging leaders in positions of authority to always speak truth to power in a manner that will not provoke agitation. The coalition emphasized that it should be irrespective of political affiliations and called on Nigerians to promote healing and unity through truth and justice, and called on Nigerians to promote healing and unity through truth and justice.
As it is presently, the administration themselves are trying everything possible to conquer this war, to win this war against terror, against terrorists, against bandits in our nation.
I am speaking here today not just as a Christian, I am speaking not as a politician. I have no political affiliation to any party, I'm speaking as a defender of truth. I'm speaking as an ambassador of truth. I'm speaking as an advocate of truth. Because where truth is not promoted, backwardness will be promoted.
The coalition emphasized that it should be irrespective of political affiliation and called on Nigerians to promote healing and unity through truth and justice, and called on Nigerians to promote healing and unity through truth and justice. This is the news at 10 on NTA News 24. Here is a recap of our top stories. President Tinubu reshuffles service chiefs, appoints General Oluyede as new Chief of Defense Staff. President Tinubu commits to global financial transparency as Financial Action Task Force delists Nigeria from Great Lists. A call to action on the silent killer disease affecting every Nigerian home.
This is NTA News 24.
First Lady of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, has extended warm birthday felicitation to former First Lady Patience Jonathan. In her message, Oluremi Tinubu expresses happiness alongside the family of the former First Lady and her loved ones in celebrating the joyous occasion, and also prayed, wishing her many more years in divine health, strength, joy, and peace. And that concludes the news desk at 10 on NTA News 24. Thanks for watching. I am Vivian Ezadife. Do remember to join us again at the top of the hour for the news update. See you there.